Okay, now I've done a video previously about, how to make money doing live advice, primarily focusing in on the tool of my trade, which happens to be tarot. I mean, if you're, a skilled entertainer of whatever type, and you've already built up a name to be a skilled entertainer, then the thing to do is try and find a way of using that in a manner which is actually like useful and can actually work. But I want to talk about make money over the internet in a broader sense at the moment because uh, I don't really think that the internet is a way to make a quick buck. I think the internet is a way to build up an audience who can then become part of your revenue generation methodology over a long period of time. The combination of careers that you can have on the internet are essentially vast and very diverse. You can be someone who makes crafts and sell those crafts over the internet. You can be someone who creates, let's say, digital works of art. I started doing my own digital music, my own compositions using a combination of software and websites and forms of music recognition technology to create my own pieces of music, which I myself am selling, which is an interesting way of doing things. But it's also a question of slowly and surely building up that level of recognition that you yourself want. Now, you don't want to think, oh my god, I've already got a job, therefore why on earth would I want to try and make money over the internet? Okay, that's wrong. What you should be thinking is, okay, I've got a job, I've got an income, I've got stability. What else can I do to ensure my longer term financial stability and ability to pay my bills under the case that I have a problem with work in the future? Okay, so that's the way that I would do it. I mean, you got to think about what you're good at. You got to think about how you want to be known and what you want to be known for, and that way you can find a way of avoiding, uh, you know, doing something inappropriate. Now, when under pressure and stress, when I was a bit younger, I've made a few mistakes. Yeah, and when you make a mistake, you got to live with it, and living with it can't isn't always all that pleasant, to be honest. But on the other hand, once you got through that time in your life and you found yourself a new level of stability, what you then need to do is to carry on building upon it so that you don't ever have to go through those dark times ever again. Obviously, the internet, thanks to the way that media is being used here with video, with blogs, and all the rest of that, you can you can build up a following that understands where you're coming from and what you're thinking, and that's important. Now, there's ways in which you can actually be a live entertainer. Obviously, telephone and internet is a great way, but it's not just geared purely to something like the psychic industry. There's also every other form of live advice you could possibly get. It's out there. Okay, a key website that you can use is Ingenio. Okay, Ingenio, I think. Ingenio. Just Google around for it. And on that, it's a non-psychic site, and you got people like tax advisors and all the rest of that who appear on that website. And anyone who is currently working but has some spare time and wants to use that productively to build a part-time income, which could be a lot or it could be a little or whatever, I strongly advise that you use Ingenio anyway, because essentially that's a way in which you can get yourself out there. If you've actually got an entertaining style, it'd be well worthwhile applying that, whether you're helping someone with relationships, whether you're providing someone with marriage guidance, counseling advice. Just use your life experience to the best of your ability to try and find a way of helping people. Naturally speaking, if you're confident over the phone, you are already a product. Okay, you are already a product. And so now what you need to do is to find a way of applying that, practically speaking. A good website to use is also songcastmusic.com. So you can create your own music, make sure it's at the right bit rate in MP3 format, get it uploaded, and then within a period of a few days or a few weeks, that'll be live, and that'll go out on iTunes and a wide variety of other websites as well. Meaning you can maximize your distribution. Obviously, again, you try and build your audience. The cat's just come in again, and then you're more likely to be able to increase your sales bit by bit. But that's not a big revenue generator unless you've already got a good online audience. Okay? As far as learning how to create your own music is concerned, Google around for websites which talk about the 1-4-5 chord progression. Okay, and with the help of that, plus a bit of free software such as MuseScore, MuseScore.com, I think. Okay, and also Modplug Tracker, ModPlugTracker, Modplug Tracker, which is on modplug.com, or at least used to be. I don't know whether it is now. You can probably learn it and then actually create your own compositions. So it's just another way of taking your own skills and trying to find a way of being able to make something out of it. Maybe you're actually better with your hands and you want to do something with clay and make things, make pottery, then you might want to use the Variety of Auction website, which is geared towards handmade crafts, and that's Etsy, ETSY, okay, which is a fantastic website. And I think there's a UK and US sections which you can use there, so you can find someone who's local to your nation when you're trying to sell something. So again, this is a question of, if you've got an online audience already, create something of use, have yourself some information in the down below bar, and then people can actually go to that, and maybe actually want to do some more sales orientated videos designed to attract the audience and to show them basically what you're doing, or indeed set up a separate channel specially for that. Okay, obviously, you know, the more intense your financial stress, the worse things can be. With me, I work on a couple of different websites and a couple of different companies, predominantly in case the phone work I'm doing with one company basically isn't working out right. So there's more companies than just Ingenio out there, so you can use Ingenio plus a few others, and I make sure I don't put all my eggs in one basket. And that way, although things can still get tight once in a while, I can still make sure that I'm able to cover my bills. Alright, so, but then of course there's also drop shipping, which is when you advertise the products, but another company delivers it. Okay, a good website for that is ChinaVasion.com. Although they have a system whereby you got the more you buy in bulk, the cheaper the wholesale price gets. So it can be quite difficult to find your audience, unless of course you're a product demonstrator and you build up an audience being a product demonstrator here on YouTube, and people follow you for that, and then you can find it easier to sell through links in your information box, or indeed maybe a button on the screen that they can click, which takes them to another video which goes into the products in greater detail and then directs people to a website maybe. So that's another possibility. Again, these are long-term cash revenue generators. It won't necessarily help you get the rent and deposit for a flat sorted out straight away. But once you are sorted out in your situation, have another means of bringing money in, okay? And obviously not one that just relies upon internet drama, because essentially internet drama is something which can come and can go, and is not necessarily there for the long run, the long run and the bigger picture. So as I carry on saying, that's something else to bear in mind. You want to make sure that you're maintaining your stability, you're building up from where you were to be at a bit bigger, better level, and you're starting to get the results that you want. So we've covered craft work, we've covered drop shipping, we've covered music, we've covered live entertainment on the internet, telephone, and all the rest of that. Of course, if you're really skilled at website creation, you could always do something like affiliate website programs, or indeed get an affiliate casino website or something along those lines. Those are pretty cool looking. But if you're someone who buys that kind of product, you may find, oh my god, it looks a bit generic. Okay, so you carry on seeing similar websites. So you might want to learn how to do the artwork involved to create something different, which is, another big challenge. Okay, so there's lots of things which you do need to learn if you want to move down those particular roles. I suppose you've got to work out whether you are a service provider, a product maker, or an advertiser. Okay, well, which one of these niches you want to move in. Okay, I mean, you could be a good live entertainer and actually do like blog talk radio, and again use that as a vehicle to sell something else that you've made. But as far as like getting your riches off the internet, that's not really going to happen unless, of course, you're already investing millions, I suppose, into the business at hand to cover the initial expenditure of the initial client generation. I mean, I know there are some people who have like done really well off the internet, but I would say that a lot of them have started from the position of having tons of money to start off with. And if you're someone who's not starting from tons of money, you got to do it the slow, steady grafting method. So you work as well as taking calls, or you work as well as creating music, or you work as well as making videos, and so on and so forth. And from that, you give it a few years, and then things can start to work out better. But you'll still have to have a combination of different revenue sources. That's just the way the things are. And of course, don't put all your eggs into one basket. Alright? Look after yourself, everybody. That's just a bit of information about making money online.